We got a full plate for you today. Later this morning on Midday Sunday, most of us, when we went through school, we studied or read or listened to somebody talk about Oedipus Rex, the Greek tragedy written by Sophocles back in 439 BC. We're going to take a new look at that. This time it's going to be called Oedipus El Rey, and it's set in a California State Prison, somewhere maybe north of Bakersfield, somewhere in that general area. That'll come up later in the program today. This is Midday Sunday. In our first segment, we were talking about the United Negro College Fund's phrase, "A mind is a terrible thing to waste," how it this year, celebrating, that's the right word, its 40th anniversary. But how about a play, a tragedy, no less, that's been around since, well, 439 Almost. BC, so that's more than 2,000 years?
That's right.
Yeah. Bernardo Solano is with us. He is the director of a new interpretation of Oedipus Rex. This is called Oedipus El Rey, which is a translation from the Greek. Different?
Very different. But true to the themes and true to the core story, but reimagined for a modern audience, for Los Angeles to be exact. Luis Alfaro is the playwright, and he's a noted Chicano poet and playwright. And he started off this particular play by interviewing prisoners, inmates at the North Kern State Prison. And while he was there, he learned a lot of really interesting facts about their lives, a lot of stories. And one of the things that struck him was the recidivism. And
being the people who do the crime, do the time, and then go out and do another crime and do the time all over again.
And come back. And he discovered many interesting things about that. And one of the things has to do with prison representing a kind of a home for many of these men, that it's a life that they understand, that's for whatever set of reasons easier to manage and to negotiate. So it represents some people going back on purpose and wanting to go back. And so that struck him deeply. And he was also thinking about his community of Pico Union, where he grew up. And he largely, but not limited to, Central Americans. Yes.
Guatemala, El Salvador.
Exactly. And the gang life, and what drew and continues to draw young men into that lifestyle. And so he was inspired by the men that he met at North Kern Prison, and decided to write an adaptation of Oedipus Rex, and he calling it Oedipus El Rey.
How about, on that note, if we show folks a scene?
Sure. From
Oedipus El Rey. Who is our centerpiece here?
A young student by the name of Nick Perez, who is a plain Oedipus. And this scene that you're about to see takes place in the prison. Because one of the things that, in the original Greek tragedies, there was a chorus would describe much of the action. In this case, the coro is made up of prison inmates there at North Kern.
All right, let's take a look.
I'm the one they call Patas Malas. My old man gave me my name. You know how the Chinese always give their babies beautiful names like Xiao Wen or Yin Ha? They always sound like soft names for different kinds of winds, but underneath, they always mean something else, like rotten tree or smelly egg. I have a Chinese name. It means swollen foot. My father says that the day I learned to walk, I ran into an alley. When they found me, the bottoms of my feet were tore up from walking on broken glass. I'm not crippled enough to be crippled, even though I've been this way since I was a baby. The only son of the widow Teresias. I never knew my mother. She left me a life of picking pockets, selling pot, juvenile detention. Mothers sometimes do that.
Yes, they do.
I always want to dream her, but I can't.
Never.
It's not good to dream in here.
No, sir.
To wish for things that makes you soft. It makes you crazy.
Crazy.
It makes you sad.
Sad.
There's nothing in my night but sleep. No Tinkerbell or fluffy cloud, just deaf night.
I have to tell you that as we were getting ready to record this program, we were playing this back on the system here in the newsroom, and there were people around the studio and around the newsroom who were watching that, engrossed by it.
That's wonderful.
It's very powerful.
It's very strong writing, and he has, I believe, very successfully managed to update the story and make it contemporary all over again, 2,000 years later.
Because I must confess to you that I never saw the entire thing, but I've parts of it, and it couldn't have kept my attention. But this is a message for today's people. today's
Absolutely.
generations.
One of the central themes of the original story is fate versus free will. And Sophocles was calling that into question. Should we always do what the gods say? Should we accept everything that just happens to us? Or do we have a role in that? How can we choose for ourselves? So these young men, considering the gang life, they have a choice, or do they? And that's one of the questions that the play poses.
Now, you've looked at the dilemma of being a young person of color or a young person, Latino, from kind of both perspectives since you came from the East Coast?
Yes, I'm from Colombia, South America, actually.
Oh. A city to which Los Angeles has exported many of its gangs.
That's right.
18th Street, etc. They're all there. Go ahead.
Well, no. So yes, there's that level of violence is something that Latinos. Communities across the nation and other parts of the world have to contend with, for better or for worse.
Yeah. So, as you have directed this, as you've worked with the actors, have you seen light bulbs pop up? People suddenly, as they listen to the dialogue, as they think about these things, suddenly there's that aha
Yes.
that transcends 2,000 or more years.
Well, certainly from the actors, they've been experiencing it for weeks now. Last night we had a preview of the play and a high school audience came to see it. And it was really fascinating to see how quiet and attentive, and you could hear a pin drop throughout the play because they were just so engrossed by the whole thing.
And you've talked with Luis Alfaro about
Yes.
the inspiration for this?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, he's an old acquaintance of mine.
The setting in a prison really seems to push this home much more than perhaps anything that Sophocles had in mind.
Absolutely, and then the scenes in the neighborhood in Pico Union as well, in the barrio, because it toggles back and forth between the prison and the barrio. Because when he goes back to his ancestral home, there's a little side detour along the way where he meets Laius, who is unknowingly, he's his father.
Yes.
And he meets him on Highway 99, coming down from past Bakersfield.
Yeah.
And that's where the infamous scene happens, and it's in this case a case of road rage.
Oh my goodness.
So it's so updated in all these different levels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess if you distill Oedipus Rex down to its most basic things, it's the story of a man who is abandoned by his parents as a child, goes on to murder his father and marry his mother.
Correct.
How do we deal with the marriage?
Well,
without giving things away.
Sure. And one of the sly things about it is that it plays like a love story that Oedipus does not know, Jocasta does not know, and it's not until late in the play that the discoveries are sort of unveiled and revealed. So there's a very interesting, tender scene between the two of them as they get to know each other, and it's very you're rooting for them. If you didn't know that part of the plot, you would be saying, "Oh my gosh, these two are they would make a great couple." And that's one of the tragedies, is that you find out later on what they really are, because she says, "You fill spaces, you fill a space in me," and we know, the audience knows, "Oh no, don't do it." but on those terms, it seems like this wonderful love story in the making.
How did the actors react? I'm sure they all auditioned for this, and I guess they knew that they were going to be dealing with this classic work.
Well, it's really important at our campus, Cal Poly Pomona, that we have a very diverse student population. Yes. And the students in this play are almost all Latino students in the production. So to be able to do a text that is Latino-based and about contemporary Latino themes was very important to those students, because they've been given an opportunity to explore those, explore their own culture, or facets of their own culture on stage.
But beyond that, it is a transcendental experience that goes beyond culture.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Because anyone can identify, I think, with some of these themes that go throughout. I mean, Freud based a whole
That's true.
his whole career
He certainly did.
on analyzing the mother-son relationship.
Indeed. We've got to take a break, so let's take care of that now. Stay with us. We'll be back in a couple of minutes. Coming up this coming weekend, Oedipus El Rey at Cal Poly Pomona next Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, 8 p.m. If you go to csupomona.edu, right on the homepage there, on the front page, you'll see details about how to get to Cal Poly performances, et cetera, et cetera. We urge you to go, just as we urge you to attend. How many people in the cast?
7.
7. And are they all going to get A's?
Absolutely.
Of course, of course. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for all the good work. Because we need to have more of this sort of thing going on for all of us. And thanks, of course, to all of you for being with us. We'll see you back here next Sunday.
No tengo trono ni reina, ni nadie que me comprenda, pero sigo siendo el rey.
¡Sí, señor! ¡Para José Alfredo! ¡Cántale con ganas a tus paisanos!
Una piedra del camino me enseñó que mi destino era rodar y rodar. Rodar y rodar, rodar y rodar. Después me dijo un arriero que no hay que llegar primero, pero hay que saber llegar.